All right, welcome everyone to the Showdown Series. My name's Cervantes, one of the co-founders, co-runners, co-whatever for this whole thing. And with me I got...
Me.
What? Who are you?
Pumpkin.
We got Pumpkin, all right. So we're having this little session right now to go over some stuff that's going on with the tournaments, because we have some updates about the upcoming tournament, and as well as all tournaments going forward. And we also want to tell you guys about prizes and what you have to do to actually win prizes. So there's a lot of fun stuff. Plus, if people have questions, we want to answer those questions. If we don't answer questions here, you could always ask in the tournament Discord, and you could always just ask us directly. But do we want to get right into this and start with the big elephant in the room? Well, in our room, the big elephant.
Yeah,
in our room.
I don't know how many people know about the elephant, but
well, we've been for anyone that follows us on our individual socials that aren't specifically tied to the tournament, we've been talking about this a bunch lately, and including on our our own Twitch channels and stuff. But Pumpkin, you want to take this one?
yeah, so we've been doing this for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, probably a little over 2 years at this point.
More. Yeah. And we started this as just a way to fill a gap that we had in our circles of, there's not many tournaments going on, and, we figured we would run it because we knew other people weren't doing it, so it sort of grew a lot. It's grown huge, grown way past beyond what we expected of it, just being a fun thing.
It's still great and appreciated to see how much everyone cares about this kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's very clear that a lot of people love this tournament. That's why, talking about this is hard in general. But we started this for fun, and it's just become a lot of mental anxiety and stress for us. Like, we do this because we really love the community. We love everybody in it. We love our friends, especially. And the day of the tournament is really just very stressful for us, but it's worth it because, everyone else is having a good time and enjoying themselves. But we have a lot going on in our lives right now. We're trying to move into our own place. We're, trying to figure out our content and where we're going to go moving forward. And recently we have had doubts about Hunt and where Hunt's gonna go and stuff like that. And after this tournament, for now, we do not have plans to continue doing more tournaments.
So we did previously say that we were tentatively going to be moving forward with at least one tournament a year. However, we're pulling that one back because we're just kind of dunzo with tournaments and all that stuff. Like, we know our scope of a tournament and everything, and it's a shame that there aren't any other events in the community similar to ours in scope of, just fun, inclusivity to as many people as humanly possible. But this will be the last Showdown Series tournament for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
That's not to say maybe one day it could come back.
That doesn't mean never. It doesn't mean always. I mean, here's the thing, Grim. Based on our interactions with CMs, they do not endorse or support any tournaments. They do provide prizes, but I don't know if they are prepared or want to assist in any capacity. And if they could, I'm not sure what. So our issue really comes down to, like, it's cool. It's great that a lot of people take these tournaments very seriously. We expect that. There are some people who, want to sweat it out. We're fine with that. We respect that. It's not what we care about. It's not why we do it. But I think a lot of people have gotten very caught up in that, and it's gotten a little bogged down trying to be like, oh, hey, well, your rules are not airtight, like, there are certain things we're not policing that many people think we should. It's like, we just don't have the capacity, nor do we want to, because it's just for fun. And because we're the only, like, not to toot our own horn, we're the only large tournament in the Hunt Showdown community right now, right? We do not feel we have the adequate resources to you know, continue doing this and feel right about doing it without all the like we hear all the lashback. Even if you don't say it to our faces, we do see and hear everything that people say about what we're doing. So it's just gotten to a point for us where that mental anguish is too outweighing the positive part of it for us as just two people in the community trying to do something good. So
And we never did this, for any kind of fame or get big or get partnerships. Maybe at the end of a single tournament, we'll get 5 to 10 follows on our page, which in the grand scheme of things isn't really mass. I mean, to some people, I'm not gonna say that's puts people down thinking that's not huge, but like,
well, it's just not why we do it. It's not why we do it.
It's not what we're doing it for. People come by for tournaments, and then after that they leave and they're out, and it's like we're not getting anything out of it. We never were getting anything out of it, and we never intended to get anything out of it, but we did put a lot of ourselves into all this. We work with actual data analysts to help build our score sheet and build all of the background pieces that you guys don't actually see. I'm constantly working with a big team to actually build a lot of the stuff in the background. We bought a website. We bought a .gg domain, which is way more expensive than a .com domain, because we wanted this to feel really big, real, official. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about the website actually in a little bit, but do you have any other closing notes about this?
I mean, to sound business-like, obviously we also operate at a loss because everything we do comes out of our own pockets, and like all of our referees are volunteer, and very appreciative of everyone that's just willing to come in and do that work, because it's probably also, stressful to some degree, and it's a lot of effort to put away, 4 hours on a Saturday for something that isn't even their baby, but they're willing to do it for, little to no recognition and obviously no money. And it's not an easy choice that we made, and we debated back and forth for a long time. And like we said, it doesn't mean that we won't ever do it again. It's just that we don't want to promise another one and then not deliver that. So it's sort of like it's up in the air. Never say never, but not saying definitely going forward, if that makes sense to any of y'all.
And definitely follow all of our socials. Follow the official Twitter account for however long Twitter's still going to be a thing for. Be in the official Discord. Those will be the official places for any future announcements should they happen, whether it's with Hunt Showdown or if it's with some other game. Those official things will only be put out on those channels. If other people are trying to parade around pretending to be Showdown Series, it's not real unless it comes from those official channels,
or the Discord that you're.
Because the last thing I want is some jack off to come out of nowhere and start trying to use our name to grow their own half-assed, half-baked thing. But along with that, the website will be shutting down in November. Granted, that's going to be a long ways away, and I'm sure nobody will be looking at the website come November. But the website, the domain will expire November 22nd. Right now, the website does have the archive of, every tournament we've ever done and all the information from all those tournaments that we've put together. All that stuff will go to an archive page on servkin.com, which is Pumpkin and I's personal website where we push our own merch, as well as push for Showdown Series merch, which you guys can definitely, go buy a t-shirt.
There's going to be some updated stuff on there. I've been slacking too much. We haven't put the new birds up there yet, but it's gonna be coming within the next week. So if you want merch with the new art that Dragon Sparks made, it's coming. Please keep an eye out for that.
But there will be a page on servkin.com with the archive for everything that we are pulling off of showdownseries.gg. So everything will continue to exist, and then maybe in the future showdownseries.gg will come back. Maybe it won't. Maybe someone will come up and steal the domain from us.
Don't give people ideas. Come on.
Well, in which case, that's why only listen to the official Discord and the official Twitter for anything
or us
in the future.
Obviously.
Or us directly. Yeah, exactly. You can also follow our personal channels. Follow myself on Twitter. Follow myself on Twitch. Follow Pumpkin on Twitter. Follow Pumpkin on Twitch. We talk about stuff constantly. We're always open to questions. We're constantly fielding questions. We're never not in tournament mode as much as we want to pretend we are sometimes. We're constantly in tournament mode where we're constantly planning and all kinds of stuff. So definitely reach out if you have questions, even if it's about future stuff. Even if it's just to ask about, will tournaments ever come back and stuff like that. But that's really all we got for that. If we do come back with other people's tournaments, it will not be under Showdown Series. It will be under whatever entity. If we come back under with other people, well, with other not other games, but like if.
Well, I'm trying to understand what you mean by other people.
With some other people who are planning on asking us to partner with them for some 1v1 tournaments and stuff like that. And if you ever see us showing up with that stuff, it will not be under the Showdown Series umbrella.
No,
that
it
will
would
just
probably
be
just have our
us as contributors.
Yeah.
With them. So Showdown Series will always be this one intention of a fun, community-driven tournament where it's less about winning a tournament, more about just creating an inclusive, competitive space for as many people as possible.
Yeah.
That is what the Showdown Series always was, will always be, and so again, if you don't see, you will only ever see official information about Showdown Series stuff on our official channels. Nowhere else. If Joe, Dick, and Harry come out and say that something, and that is Showdown's new Crowdown Showdown, it won't be us unless it was on our Twitter. All right, next order of business. So before we get into the new rule we're putting in for this upcoming tournament for Crowdown Showdown 3, which we're such fun times we're in right now, where there's so many fun things going on. Once again, we're barring once again any third-party software, so no reshade, no crosshair stuff, nothing. We want you to use the game as it is default installed. This also means
there's no warnings on that too. If you're caught using it, you're just automatically banned.
Yeah,
you should know before you come into this tournament that it's not permitted. Whatever you do outside of the tournament, obviously that's not to do with us, but don't bring it here.
Right. If we catch any teams using reshade, you're banned on the spot. However, we learned recently, apparently people are futzing around with their configs to change the shadows, how shadows work, how lighting works.
That's also not allowed.
That's not how the game was installed on your machine. You know that. So if you're caught with any of that crap, you're going to be tossed immediately.
Yeah.
So
no
altering
we got that stuff of any config files is permitted.
Right. And that's already on the rules for third-party stuff. The config thing we only just recently learned about. But the shadow config thing is weird. I just don't get why, if you want your game to look like something else, just go play a different game, man.
Oh yeah, it's against the TOS. Yes.
But
we just have to be clear that it's if our refs catch you doing it, and we will have them looking for it, you will be banned. And
Barrow, you're 100% right. If we can't police the non-streamers, it becomes impossible. But that's why I say, hey, this is a tournament where winning isn't going to get you anything other than us saying your name one time at the very end. If us saying your name one time at the very end is enough motivation for you to cheat, we're not going to be able to stop that person. We will never be able to stop that person. And Miza, you're 100% right. I think those people need to go play a different game if they want their game to go look like that. That has been my stance the whole time.
Many times that we can't police everyone if they're not streaming. Yes, we're very aware of that. And obviously we have talked about and debated doing every person on the team has to stream, but first of all, that would be a lot of extra work for the referees who are already volunteering as it is. Second of all, our other problem with that is we want to be inclusive, and I'm well aware that some people just don't have the internet or computer capabilities to stream while they play the game. So we would be shutting those people out. And unfortunately, we already have to shut out people playing on console and things like this. So we're trying to keep it as open as possible. But I mean, of course, that all leads back again as to why we're saying, well, this is probably the last one, because there's just too many quips and issues and what have. But
Yeah, and at
anyway.
the end of the day, we're only 2 people. There's only so much we can realistically do. We're not Crytek. Crytek does give us some prizes for this, which we're very appreciative of, but they also make sure to remind us that they are not affiliated with this tournament, and that's true. They're not. This is why Pumpkin and I get to kind of do this our way.
Yeah.
And go about everything the way we. I think pre-roll ads are about to hit in another minute.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Are you able to disable it again soon, or?
I can manually run a 60-second ad. So, guys, I'm gonna manually hit a 60-second ad on everybody real quick.
Yes.
And then once that is over, we're gonna talk about we're gonna resume talking about the next change that's coming up as part of a Crowdown Showdown free. But we're just gonna hit the 60-second ad real quick.
Yes.
I mean, it's less to pay the bills.
Yeah,
it's less to pay the bills. It's to make sure that we can actually talk uninterrupted.
Yeah.
And we're going to reiterate that in a second, I guess. But yeah, things we've gone over. This is going to be the last for anyone who can actually still see this right now.
Even I have an ad right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the actual dashboard.
I got a Wingstop ad. Wings.
Oh, Miza dodged. Look at that.
Anyone
hey,
Gribbs Turbo doesn't have it?
Gribbs sacrificed his pride for this. Which I super appreciate that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And thank you for all the follows since we started this. Obviously, that's going to help you keep up to date when the actual day comes, which is 2 weeks away. What
would be needed to bring the tourneys back? Motivation for us. It's I mean, you never know. Like we said, we already said never say never.
Mm-hmm.
We never said never say never. We said never say never, because who knows? Maybe
that was so many never say.
And maybe in 6 months we're gonna be sitting around super into Hunt again and be like, hey, let's bring it back.
Yeah, no, and don't get it wrong. Like, we absolutely love this game. Like, we met and are married because of this game. We have our best friends because of this game, which is part of what drove us to do this tournament in the first place. It's just, I guess we can't definitively answer what would convince us to say we're gonna keep doing this regularly right now, because we've got stuff going on in our life that we want to sort out and not worry about all the extra stress that this brings. And it's obviously not anyone in here that's adding to that, y'all are very supportive people, and we appreciate that.
Right, there's a lot of people that absolutely support this thing, but there's a lot of people that don't, and it sucks to see that sometimes, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's only so much we can really do.
We've discussed tournaments for Dark and Darker, but obviously that game is in limbo at the moment. But if Dark and Darker does come out, there is a very good chance that we might toy around with the idea of that.
All right, so there will likely be other game tournaments coming from the Showdown Series outlet.
Yeah.
And Hunt can still come back. I just got distracted by that Stream Elements timer.
You're currently watching
wrong.
Cervantes.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It's somewhat accurate. You are here.
Murdor, it might come back. It's looking very good right now. It's looking more good than bad right now.
We're just saying.
My hopes are very high.
If it does come back and you do play Dark and Darker, there's a good chance we might toy around with a Dark and Darker tournament.
Yeah, no, I'm with Barry on this. I want my road back. But yeah, and a good reminder, we are going to be posting a recap of everything that we talk about during this stream on the Discord later. We will be posting this VOD to YouTube as well. We do have a YouTube channel for the Showdown Series. But now we're going to go into the new rule that we are putting in for this upcoming Crowdown Showdown free. We all know that the event is going on right now. For somehow, some way, I think most of the tournaments, I think at least 90% of the tournaments have landed during an event.
Yep.
Which, hey, cool. You know what? That's fortunate, because that is when the most people are playing this game.
Anyone that was here for the first tournament that we ever ran, you would know it was held during the Scrap Week event, and we actually had to end it, over an hour early because the servers shut down.
Yeah, the servers went down, and we had to shut the tournament down over an hour early, and that was we learned a lot of stuff in a flurry, and that was a complete shit show. But I mean, stuff
we
like
actually
that.
tried to participate in that first tournament, which we realized we couldn't do going forward if we wanted to make
it goes
everything
to show
smoothly.
You, it's a good reminder that again, we're not Crytek. We have no control over servers, but we will try our best to plan for all kinds of contingencies, and that's a contingency that can absolutely happen. We'll have to think of something to do if servers go down, because this is a live service game. Servers can just get pulled at any moment, and we have no control over that. We're just two individuals in the community that are doing this. We're not Crytek. We're definitely not Crytek partners, and we're definitely not Twitch partners.
I mean, at least going into it this time after doing it so much, I know Crytek's aware of our tournaments. So there is that. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed the servers will go down. So
there is the event going on right now. So one complaint that we frequently get about the tournaments is, all right, you guys are scoring based on boss kills, player kills, and boss token extracts, which we are never going to change at, because we think the current scoring system is the strongest scoring system we could possibly do to make it absolutely fair to everyone, give everybody a fighting chance. Because if people aren't as good at killing players as other people, they can focus the PvE element and still actually get good points. Stuff like that. But so one thing that we constantly hear a lot of complaints about is, well, I only got, for 3 hours, I only had maps with one boss. Okay, well, yeah, unfortunately we can't do anything about that, but now we can, because we have the wild card contract. Some people may have caught this. We added an extra rule to the website, and we added extra rule to the rule page on the Discord. We are requiring all players to play with the wild card contract for a couple of reasons. All right, one of those reasons is just to make sure that all players will always get the same number of bosses, no matter what. And, yeah, Pumpkin's too distracted with the cat. That's fine.
I'm not distracted. Listen, I forgot to feed him, so now he's getting all ornery.
That's fine. I could take over. I mean, unless you want feeding on some input now here as well.
What the reasons why we're doing wildcard? I mean, controlling the tokens, like you said, it's going to be the same every time, so that's fairly even. And like you said, we're doing this for fun, and I feel like having specific time of day adds more interest and intrigue, not only into the gameplay itself, but also the challenges that we can provide prizes for.
Absolutely. We will be getting into the challenges and the prizes you get for winning the challenges coming up here in a bit. But yeah, we're pushing people to play into the event. This is a brand new thing. I know some people are sick of the nighttime and the rain at this point, but this is the game. This is the newest content. It's super neat and different compared to what we've been used to for the last 5 years. So I'd say if you can't suck up 4 hours of just this one mode, then I don't know what you're doing here. Yeah, this is going to be this is going to give us the most consistency across all games for as many people. So we've solved for that problem. I'm sure people are going to come up with 80 more problems. I know some people aren't too excited about this idea, but I think it's going to be the best solution for this particular tournament.
Yeah, and if anyone complains about our tournament ruining matchmaking like they always do, they can just go play standard contract, and then they won't run into anybody. Easy.
Right, that's the people that complain that we're ruining matchmaking, considering Roundup last tournament had, if rounding up 300 people, if 300 people on a day of 25,000 people playing is a problem, then I'm sorry to say you were going to get bodied no matter what, friend.
Yeah, but people like to blame anything but themselves for their lack of skill.
But all right, that is it. So we are officially announcing that wild card is a requirement for this tournament. If you play a map during the tournament without wild card on, that game is not going to count towards your score.
And our refs will be watching for that.
Our refs will be watching for that 100%. And yeah, that's what we got there. Skill, 100% skill issue. And now we're gonna go into some fun stuff. We're gonna talk about some challenges. So, in our last tournament, we shook everything. We removed prizes for winning, and we shifted prizes over to challenges. And the reason why we did that is, we found that a lot of the same people were winning the tournament every time. And that's not to say like people who do play really well shouldn't get anything. Like it's a hard thing to really balance around, because there's a lot of players that see where they are on the board, see how far they are from the top, and get very discouraged that they're not going to win anything. I know a prize shouldn't always be a motivator, but it is a big motivator for some people. So what we've done is we've shifted things around, and we've made it so prizes are going to be awarded for challenges.
I mean, we also want to sort of remind everyone why we do it, which is for fun, which is another big reason why we're doing that. Not just to motivate and encourage people, but also because we're saying, hey, this is the spirit of the tournament, to like mess around, have a good time, do some things you wouldn't normally do.
Absolutely. And some people are not comfortable with, doing silly things that may not necessarily guarantee you a win in a competitive space, but other people are 100% here for that, and we happily encourage that. If you can have fun while trying to participate in a competitive space, you are the real winner at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we've created challenges. We have our own personal challenge, and then we have two contributors on board who are also providing some extra challenges as well. So what do you want to get into first? Do we want to look at our challenge first?
No,
or do
let's leave ours for last.
All right. So let's look at... Change some things here real quick, because I did not have this 100% ready to go, because I am big dingus sometimes. But first up, we have Mr. X Cypher is bringing a challenge, and it is going to be called the Send It Challenge. Mr. X Cypher is asking you to send it into the bayou and show off your best throwable kill. This includes all thrown explosives, throwing axes, throwing knives, fuses, decoys, decoy fuses, hive bombs, world items that can be thrown with the tomahawk trait, and any other throwable item we missed. Kills from bows, hand crossbows, and regular crossbows will not count. Only individual submissions will count towards this challenge. However, you're encouraged to work as a team to achieve an ideal submission. Non-streaming participants can still contribute, either by self-recording, which will need a timestamp from your streamer's VOD to cross-reference, or from perspective of your streamer. The winning submission is going to win their team, each member of their team, a choice of their DLC, courtesy of Mr. X Cypher. And like we do this with all of our tournaments, where after the tournament, we are going to open up different submission channels in the Discord. Mm-hmm. And in these submission channels, you're going to be able to submit your criteria, your clips for one of the challenges, as well as a clip for the highlight reel, which we put a highlight reel out for all the tournaments, which are all those are available on the YouTube again. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be, once the tournament is over that night, it's not going to be immediate. It takes us time, guys. Again, we're only 2 people, please. And there's a typo. Oh, DM it to Pumpkin. DM it to Pumpkin. Don't tell us right now. Pretend there isn't one. Just DM it to Pumpkin.
What?
I didn't make this. I didn't make these. DM it to
I already
Pumpkin.
see it. It's an encouraged.
Oh, okay. That's fine. It's fine.
I was typing fast. Okay, you know how I am.
But that is one of the challenges. So that challenge again is going to win your entire team every member's choice of DLC, one DLC for Hunt Showdown, and that's going to be granted by Cypher. So when the tournament ends, a channel will open, Send It Challenge channel, clip your stuff from the tournament. Again, this all has to be from the tournament. You can't just start practicing this now and send us a clip that you got like last week. It's going to have to be from the
we'll
tournament.
be checking when it was recorded.
We're gonna be checking when you recorded the stuff.
Yeah.
So it will have to be during the tournament. You have to be going for these challenges during the tournament, otherwise it won't count and you're a big jerk. Next up, once again, Yammy Wham is back.
Mm-hmm.
Yammy Wham loves coming up with meme challenges for our tournaments, and it's great. So this is probably the most complicated version of the challenges so far. We have Yammy Wham's Fun Bag Challenge returning. This time around, the challenges have more focus on team play. Are you and your team brave enough to attempt one or more of these challenges? First up, and I talked to someone about this, and they agree this should have been called the Triple H Challenge, but whatever, wrestling fans, right? But railroad workers, your entire team charges another team with railroad hammers. World spawn hammers will not count. They have to be specifically a railroad hammer that you get from this current event, because it's going to impact your loadout more than just finding a hammer in the world. So the Railroad Worker Challenge. And then we have the Power Movers. Your entire team fights another team from a windmill platform. So, what are some examples of windmill platforms? You have one that's on the west side of Alice Farm. You have one on the west side of Seven Sisters Farm in DeSalle in the cornfield. In Windy Run, there's a windmill on the north side that connects the barn to the rooftops. And Devant Ranch has one in the southwest corner. So there's plenty of these that you can utilize to try to fight other teams, but your whole team has to cram up there and fight other people. Then we have the Swamp Shriekers. Your entire team throws flash bombs at the same enemy hunter in succession. The more flash bombs, the better. No kill is required after. However, that could help spice up your submission a little bit. Finally, we have the Relay Racers. First, you will have one team member make an enemy hunter bleed. The next team member will set that hunter on fire. And then the third team member will extinguish that hunter with either a choke bolt or a beetle. That one's the most complicated. However, that's gonna, if someone can pull that off, you have a very strong chance of winning the Fun Bag challenges. Everything for these everything for these challenges will fall under normal tournament rules, where you cannot work with another team to set this up. This has to just happen organically. So your team is going to really need to be going for these extra hard if you want to achieve this. These are things that can be achieved, and they're things that are going to be very silly. So if you manage to pull something off, absolutely submit that, and it's going to be a great time for you guys. And even if you try it and you don't succeed, you can still submit your attempt, because the failure could be just as funny as actually pulling it off, and that's what we're going for. Finally, we have our challenge. You want to talk about this one?
Sure. I'm waiting for it to come up on. Oh, there we go. See, I'm behind, so we have Servkin's Flashlight Frenzy. The wildcard contract might be dark, so we're asking you to bring the electric lamp tool into the bayou and show us your most interesting play or interaction. This one will be left up to the interpretation of participants, and the only requirement is to have the electric lamp tool included in your clip. The more creative and interesting, the better. Prizes will be awarded for the entire team, so team coordination is encouraged. So, because there's going to be a lot of night, and obviously there's rain and stuff, the electric lamp has never been more useful. So, you know.
Yes, it will have to be turned on, Boxer.
Yes, it has to be on.
And the winning submission, so we're going to have, I believe Crytek is sending us 3 sets of keys for the entire, just 9 keys total. Crytek should be sending us 9 keys total. So our 3 favorite submissions will get a DLC key for every member of your team provided by Crytek.
Yes. So there's 3 chances to win this one. So, yeah.
So that's what we'll be posting about these later tonight/tomorrow when we post our big update about everything, including the VOD, including the rule changes, everything. So that will all be in the Discord. But just a quick sum up. Again, a quick sum up of everything we talked about. This is going to be the last tournament for the foreseeable future. When the website goes away, everything will be moved over to our merch store website, surfkin.com. Everything from the website. So the archive will still exist somewhere. Only pay attention to our official channels for everything tournament related, including website update and all that fun stuff. No third party stuff, no config changes. The game has to look exactly how it looks barring actual in option visual changes you can have, but the game needs to be in the same state that you installed it in. Wild card only for the duration of the tournament, otherwise your points will not count. We have our challenges, and yeah, we'll stick around here for a couple extra minutes if people have questions. Do we have questions? Because that's everything we want to talk about today, right? You have anything else you want to say?
No, that's pretty much it. So if y'all have any questions, now's the time to ask.
Absolutely. Is it still on the 29th? Yes, the tournament is still on the 29th. It will be the last tournament for the foreseeable future. Sign-ups are going to close Monday the 24th. You have 10 more days to sign up. I know Puddin' Pupper hasn't signed up yet.
No, right? You don't get free garlic bread.
Does NVIDIA settings count towards third-party software? Well, Crytek is already hard banned. Was it NVIDIA shaders or whatever?
Yeah, that would be the only thing that would impact it in a way that would be inappropriate. So yeah, you can't even
filters.
use NVIDIA
Yeah, you
filters.
Can't even use filters. So if you somehow are using filters,
that would be considered against the rules. Yes,
that'd be considered against the rules. Prizes for winning. Grim, we went over the prizes for the challenges, where prizes.
There are no actual prizes for first, second, and third place. They're just, you win.
What about changing settings inside the game settings menu? That's fair, legal, valid. That's all stuff that you can actually do out of the box.
You didn't say, sorry, you didn't say what people win for Yammy Wham's challenge. Because that's usually different, right?
So Yammy Wham will be providing a prize to the team for whoever wins his challenge. He hasn't told me what the prize is yet. It's usually $50. However, he's giving it to a whole team.
It might be different.
I don't know exactly what it is. I tried getting him to clarify. I have not gotten an answer yet. That will be posted with an update as soon as that's available. Digital vibrance and such. If you're changing stuff in your own PC's visual graphics and stuff that won't show up on, say, OBS, then that's at your own discretion.
If it's similar, if it's akin to like changing your monitor settings, then that's whatever.
Right, yeah. I mean, we're specifically targeting the people that use reshade to enhance stuff visually, to
AKA
see things
remove
better,
smoke, remove
or
rain.
even do any of that.
Yeah.
What time does the tournament start? The tournament is going to be starting, we will be starting our broadcast on July 29th at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. The actual tournament gameplay will not start until 1:30 p.m. Eastern on July 29th. That information is on the website as well. So head on over to showdownseries.com. .gg. I've just spent that whole time talking about how expensive it is to own a .gg domain.
Mm-hmm.
It's very expensive. We operate this whole thing on a loss. So that's a lot of fun.
Any other questions?
Do we have anyone else? Is it being put on hold because costs? It's we're gonna be, so after this tournament, we talked about it in the first half of the stream, but we're gonna be stopping after this one just because At our point in life, it's way too much. We're two people at the end of the day. We've tried bringing more people into the fold. In fact, I actually do have a team of people I work with for analytics stuff or building some of our back end pieces. Ifrit, you better buy that t-shirt. Yeah, it's just a lot of things that go into this, and there's a lot of, while there is a lot of positive, there's also a lot of negative. And the negative just keeps piling higher and higher and higher every time. I'm tired of coming out of a tournament and saying, I never want to do this again. So, and that's real. That's absolutely real. You know, we've both come out of this sometimes where a week later we say, we don't even want to do this anymore. And we're tired of having that feeling. So we're just, after this tournament, we're just not doing it anymore.
And I know someone asked earlier if Crytek had more involvement, if that would change anything for us. I mean, it depends on what that involvement would be. So, I mean, once again, I can't foresee that being a thing, but, you know, I don't know.
I mean, we have a lot of people who try to come at us and act like they know how to run a tournament better, but, you know, I don't see any of those people ever running a tournament. I doubt they ever will. And if they tried to, I'm sure it will never hit the same scope that ours hit.
We work very hard at being impartial. We don't bring our own feelings about people, clans, the game itself, or anything like that into what we do here. And that's not an easy thing to do.
A lot of people cannot manage that for whatever reason. I mean, we do keep a ban list for the tournament. We have a increasing a ban list that does increase in size periodically. $25 Steam credit per player on a team for whoever. There we go. We got it. Boom. I'm going to update the wording. Thank you, Goofy. DM me, just DM me as well. I'm assuming he said the same thing. Yeah, so we got all that. But yeah, it's we keep a ban list, and we don't tell anybody who's on the ban list, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's nobody's business but between us and the people who are on that ban list. If people want to talk about being banned from our tournament, it's up to them to talk about why they're banned. But there's a reason. There must be a reason why you don't hear about people being banned in our tournaments. And guess what? We have a few clan people on the ban list for various reasons that people came to us privately and shared that we went into. We found that what they showed us were legitimate findings.
I mean, so we've had people calling for us to ban entire clans, and that just doesn't feel right. As far as integrity and being impartial goes, I cannot just blanket ban people for having symbols next to their name, especially when I don't know all who are involved and who are not.
Exactly. Anyone can put anything in their name on game and pretend to be X, Y, or Z. So, and also people coming out with the he said, she said, and saying this person did this thing one time, they shouldn't be allowed to do something.
If you provide me with actual, real, legitimate proof in a private DM why someone shouldn't be allowed to participate, then we honor that.
We've gotten it before. It's happened before. People have come to us privately. Checked if it did change. There you go, Ultron. Perfect. There you go. Then that is
perfectly fine to use that.
You're fair, and that's valid. Exactly. It is what it is. People don't know what we deal with behind the scenes. They want to just come at us and yell at us for X, Y, or Z. Again, I ask, let's see you do it. And we're still the only ones here. But I guess that will be it, guys. If there are any future questions, post them in the tournament Discord. Post them or send them to myself, send them to Pumpkin. We're constantly fielding questions. If you haven't signed up yet for the tournament, definitely sign up. I don't know if Goofy and Yammy Wham have signed up yet.
If it's I heard Goofy was toxic, ban him.
You guys have 10 days left to sign up. Please sign up. This is gonna be the last one. Tell your friends. Pull grandma out of a home for the day. Grab everybody. If you still need a team, be aggressive in that looking for team channel. Don't just say I need a team and then never look in it again.
Like actually
scroll
respond to
through
people.
that list. Scroll through that list at people. Slide in their DMs.
DM them. Yeah.
Do what you can to get someone else's attention in there. Everyone in there wants to play. Everyone in there wants to play. How old am I? I'll answer that on my private stream after this.
That made it sound a little more intimate than you intended.
Listen, everything between me and G-Town 526 is intimate.
It's intimate, yeah.
That's why it has to go over onto the other channel. But if you need a team, if you sincerely need a team for the tournament, use that channel. Be aggressive in that channel. Don't just say I need a team and abandon it. Stay on that. Keep poking people. Other people have posted in there and then just never looked again.
There's several people already looking.
There's a bunch of people in there who claim they're looking. I don't see any of them linking up. Guys, link up. We've had whole teams pop out of that channel before and play the whole tournament and even play future tournaments together, which is really cool to see that happening. People finding new friend groups because they all randomed in a tournament together. That's actually super cool. So guys, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Please just get in there and bug people. We're not going to do it for you. If you can't miss out. Don't miss out, guys.
The channel to do so, and that's about as far as we go because we have a lot of other things to do.
Exactly. We're fucking busy, and guess what? Once I actually have a spreadsheet sent out, I'm done answering questions. I'm busy with spreadsheet stuff. So guys, it's gonna be a lot going on.
Get them in now.
Get everything in now. Get your teams together now. Again, it's tell everybody, tell your friends, get as many people involved in this. This isn't just our tournament. This is also your tournament. This is everybody, the whole community's thing. This isn't just our thing. We have lost a ton of this, but you know what? It's because we're doing it all for you guys. We're just putting everyone in the same room together. You guys are doing the rest. So keep doing that. Tell as many people as humanly possible, and you know, like I said,
if ever wanted to participate, that they should do it now in case it doesn't happen again.
Buy your mom and dad a laptop, install Hunt on it, get grandma out of a home to cheer you on. You know, it's look at that. Apparently, you're cuter.
No, I don't know about that.
But all right, if we got no other questions for now, we're gonna end this. I'm actually gonna go. We're gonna go play Hunt over on my actual channel. So if you wanna. We might talk a little bit more unfiltered about the tournament because I have that bad habit of doing that.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
I can't help myself. Happy to finally have the Italian Dream playing as well. Love you, Murderer.
Yeah. Welcome in.
Yeah, happy to see you. Welcome in for the first time. Sad to say it's possibly the last time that it's happened. But who knows? Future is unclear. The future is unclear. We're just tentatively saying, no more until we change our minds. That's how that's going to work. But there'll be plenty of announcement. Follow the Twitter, follow the Discord, all that good stuff. It'll always be there. Anything? You got any closing statements?
No, just that recognize everyone who's appreciative and enjoys these tournaments, and that's what makes it so hard to say we need to put a halt on it after this one. So just know we've pushed through this as long and as hard as we can because we appreciate all of you very much.
All right, and either later tonight or early tomorrow, and that's based on U.S. time, we will have all of this updated in the Discord. The VOD will be there up on YouTube. What the challenges will be listed with the rules and all the contingency stuff there, fair prizes as well. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We're going to go over to my channel and hang out over there, so if you want to come with us, come on over. If you are out of here, we'll absolutely have a fantastic rest of your night, everyone, and we will see you all again on the 29th for the Crowdown Showdown 3, the final tournament of the Showdown Series for Hunt Showdown for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
And we will be using that language going forward. But thank you all, and have a good night.
Good night.